does it feel to drive?
It feels great. Ready for the unexpected.
Ready for the unexpected. I just told Ryan that you always expect the unexpected driving in Turkey. Don't assume that they're gonna do the right thing. Always be alert. Those hectic traffic patterns and the crazy drivers for sure. We just had our meat dinners, ordered a variety of foods. Waiting for our tea and our tables to be picked up. And this is the scenery right in the valley, overlooking at some farmland. All different cuts of meat. You select what you want to eat, they cook it for you. We just ate our dinner on the roadside rest area. It's a very nice, open, airy place with a great view of the valley behind. You select what you want to eat from the meat display, and the ladies in the back cook it for you right on the grill. And then these are the little cold hors d'oeuvres, and they call it mezes. Just entering our next destination on the Aegean coast, little town called Ayvalık. Right across from the Greek islands. This is just going through the city center, trying to find our hotel, which is 1.7 kilometers away. The Aegean Sea is on our right. Just the other side of the ships,
Boats and
the boats. A little chaotic. Even though it's only 1.5 kilometers, the GPS shows 8 minutes to get there.
I don't really see any traffic yet. There it comes. Guys, I found it.
Just like anywhere else in Turkey that's popular, traffic always jams up for no reason. I don't know if people are just stopping to check things out or stopping to pull over to run into a store. We just came to it just fine, but the traffic doesn't move.
Bana ne dediler biliyor musun? Bunun başka rengi yoktu dediler.
The view from my mom's balcony at the hotel room. This is the upper restaurant area of the hotel. We just figured out it's got a nice terrace, and the terrace overlooks at the bay of Ayvalık. And straight ahead is the Aegean Sea. Uğraş, Kader. We just entered the streets of Ayvalık. Here's the crew. Mom. We're just trying to locate the old Greek church. They say it's a must-see. there's a mosque and a church bell right next to each other. Here we are going into Fethiye Street. It's old, narrow Greek town style streets. Cobblestone narrow streets and the Taksi Yarhis Memorial Museum.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't put my mask on.
This is the first church in Ayvalık. After the church was used as monopoly store for a long time, beginning from 1927, it was abandoned. It was restored by the Ministry of Culture and Tourism and opened as a museum. Monopoly store. The games. Monopoly.
No. It's pretty impressive how it was all renovated probably, but the iconas of all the religious apostles or the saints maybe. Greek Orthodox.
Great, exactly.
Look, this is very Byzantine. The phoenix bird or whatever. This was the altar. Pretty intricate details and decorations.
What city are we in?
Ayvalık.
Ayvalık.
Ayvalık on the Aegean coast. This is the side of the church, like a little cobblestone courtyard, nice little archways, and this is how you go upstairs. And there's Robin, Becca, and Kyle. Hi guys. This must be for the congregation to come upstairs and watch the ceremonies. This is almost like mini Hagia Sophia, the upper level. Extras. She was doing a spring cleaning, pushed about the. It's probably the priest's housing or whatever, the tenders of the church. But right now it's kitchen and the guards probably for.
I know what WC means, but like, is there a Turkish channel?
After getting some refreshment cold drinks, Monsters to keep us going, or Red Bulls, and of course large bottles of water to get us rehydrated. We're coming down to the city center. A lot of these panini makers. This town is famous with their specialty paninis.
We're on the streets of Ayvalık this evening, and if you are looking for a boat tour to take in the morning, this is for sure the place to do it. This is the harbor where you can find out what boat to go on the next day.
We just got on our boat. It's kind of windy. I hope you guys can hear me well. We're waiting to go to that island. I guess every half hour there are boats that take you out to the island. Oh, by the way, that's a nice, pretty view. This is the inner harbor where all the boat tours take off. And a little overlook at the downtown Ayvalık. And there's my lovely family. It's ever growing. We arrived at the port of Junda Island. Rows and rows of eateries and cafes and fish restaurants. We're gonna be checking in one later. We need to go make a reservation in a little bit. diving into the narrow streets of Junda Island. It's a hopping place. Almost every restaurant or cafe is full of tables. We reserved a seat in about an hour for our dinner, but just wanted to show you a little of the sights. This Vino wine house. Switched. Go. After going through these nice cute little alleyways, we come to another court. Old Greek style taverns, taverna as we call it. We're out shopping these narrow alleyways full of gift stores. You can get lost.
Okay, I want to ask. I like this one, but I want to see if they have a chain.
Sen neredesin? Alaçatı'da. Ha, belli yine bir yerlerdesin.
Olur, Ebru da Alaçatı'da.
Balık desteğine bakayım. Sen geldin burası soğuk. Ve ben de üşüdüm. Biraz bakayım.
Hatta burası hep benim yerim.
Güzel kaybolduk mu?
Wie geht's? Gut. Es gibt viele hier von Deutschland.
Su var, kola var, buyurun. Hoş geldiniz.
Hoş bulduk.
Oğlum, bana bak. Oynama.
We are in the Bazaar area of Ephesus right now. We're yet to go in, but as you can see, there are shops all around us. Right now, we have some of our group looking at some great clothes. You find something to wear. There are bottles of water, soda, food, anything you can think of before you go in. Merhabalar.
I'm sure you will buy.
Romy, quel color?
Here is the Ephesus Amphitheater. We're at the Church of Mary. This was erected in the southern stoa of the Olympian Quarter. The basilica became renowned as the site of the Third Ecumenical Council. It was rebuilt numerous times in the late Byzantine period. The last time it was in the 7th century, and the seat of the bishop was transferred to the basilica. We'll go ahead and take us in. It's beautiful that you can still walk this. We are loving being here today at the site of Ephesus. Even though it is 98 degrees and rising, there is a beautiful breeze coming through. And just look behind me here. Look at how beautiful this looks. Pretty amazing, right? That this is all here. And then if I turn around and we check behind me, we'll get another view. It's just absolutely incredibly the amount of history that they have here all around them. And the greatest part is that you get to walk right through it. There's not a single area that you are not able to walk in, which is probably the best part. There's even spots where you can see where the feet have gone from thousands and thousands of years before. Like, you have to think about the fact that this is where Mary Magdalene escaped off to after Jesus was crucified, and this is all the city around us.
Where did Erin go? She disappeared.
We are going to be heading on our way to the city of Ephesus. So imagine behind me is actually where the harbor was. As you walk the marble road behind, where it comes to an end, there was a great harbor. So when the ships came in, the first thing they would see is this. Imagine how amazing that would be. You're coming in with your goods, you have your trade items, your foods, your spices, your rugs, your fabrics, your absolutely everything. You get off the boat and you see this. It would be absolutely astounding.
Excuse me, Mrs. Tour Guide.
Yes.
Could you please explain to me what this giant crane was used for?
Shut it down, Tex. I am at the top of the amphitheater, and it is a gorgeous sight below. I think one of the coolest things is as I hiked all the way up here, I just discovered that it looks like there's going to be some type of symphony put on. They're erecting a stage, there's chairs with tables for the music books, and how amazing to see an orchestra here with all of the sights behind it.
Benim de olduğum birkaç tane. Galiba konser olacak gibi. Şu antik tiyatro şeyler böyle konserlik şeyler koyuyorlar. Kameralar var.
We are at the newly excavated villas, and if you did get a museum pass in Istanbul or any of the other cities, it will let you in here without a separate fee. For those that are Turkish nationals, their museum pass will not, and if you don't have a museum pass, the cost is
55 lira to enter this particular one.
55 lira to
There
enter.
are two museum cards. One is called museum card, the other is a museum pass. Museum card costs 60 lira, much cheaper than spending 600 lira. However, the idea is certain entrances in the private locations and certain museums you may have to pay a separate fee. Therefore, we just spent 55 lira to visit this particular place. This is one of the courtyards of private villas that they got excavated. Pretty much this site is a hillside development. And the mosaic floors right underneath us.
They're still excavating this. They have the students come in and still put things together.
They got some fancy flooring. The mosaics on the floors. Oh, they had a little fountain here. You can see the rough construction, but it was lined with marble stones to make him a little more pristine instead of having the ugly brick. You can see some remnants that they are trying to restore, also to accentuate how it would have been looking in his heydays. and there's a fountain. And then up there, probably another level, maybe walked right above us. As you can tell, they did have the original wall paintings. There's another hole. And this looks like the church among the villas. We are to find out. You can see the water access point in this little pool area. And a grotto. And
So what is a grotto used for?
we are at an upper level overlooking the marble hall, the religious hall that we were just by.
So would this have been another
Level.
or would this
Mhm.
be roof?
See, this is the floor of the second story, and you know, obviously there were different chambers,
Yeah.
another room. Obviously, this wall would have been
Yeah.
continuous as it is a religious complex. And then again, grand hall, maybe the council or whatever met there or hung out. But remember, they do have the Senate buildings and the theater buildings and whatever for bigger gatherings. This must have been for this neighborhood, or like the aldermen held
yeah,
meetings.
I read on here that it was to like receive guests. So maybe,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because you only probably had
Certain
like would a family only have like a one room
per
house in here?
did everybody
essentially?
piled up on the floor somewhere.
Yeah, like it was literally just used for sleeping. So if you had guests, you'd gather in the like common area.
These are the original paint on the stucco decorations, geometrical lines. Downstairs there were those what we called the creepy faces, the 2,000-year-old creepy faces. For some
Technically,
images of some female figures, portraits. And the graffiti houses. Look at the carvings, what they meant in Greek, Old Greek. Now fındık is in hazel. Noose, 10.5 oz, must be a weight unit. Kleine
age.
Figen, small figs. Wheat,
Oh, is it a grocery list?
must be. Or list of expenses, drawings, and they kept it on the wall.
Nuts, figs, barley, whatever that is. Wood, onions, caraway,
That's what
ass,
the graffiti
That's how
on the
much
wall.
it cost?
onion asses.
So you had to pay 3 asses for an onion?
10.5 asses for hazelnut. Damn,
They were sexual beings.
Entrance.
it's on the floor. Look at that lion mosaic. There's some angels, cherubs.
There's more creepy things. That must be like family portraits.
There are two entrances to Ephesus. The top entrance is the one I just came in from, and behind me there is a smaller theater in comparison to the one at the bottom. I'm going to take you on a tour down the hill and give an overview of all the great things that you can see from this perspective.
You're on video saying that. There's the centipede that was constructed. You know what we're doing? Having to put together one person.
Where they got the idea for human park.
You're late to the show. It's like going to like the art center or something. Right? Like the stadium, the ballpark. Same concept still goes.
And then I can walk out the tunnel and everyone's like,
Yeah.
I'm here at Ulash's favorite place in Ephesus that he likes to tell people about. I think it's because we all panic at the thought of going to the bathroom and having somebody hear us. But here in this age and time, if you lived here, it's almost like people get in line and happily defecate right next to each other. Here are the toilets for the day. Plenty for everybody. I mean, I'm sure a lot of business would get done if you could have your entire meeting on the toilet. And don't worry, there's more on this side that you can use. What I am thinking is
It was a community event.
that the entire place here,
Stay together.
along all of the walls, were your toilet stalls. And I'm going to try to pan down and see if we can see anything below. Not quite.